mention the question.
We can't even hit a question.
I am going to.
Jay, what is your favorite color?
What is RJ's favorite color?
What is RJ's favorite color?
He played the fifth as well.
The fifth.
The
I don't need a color.
Excuse me.
Are we ready?
David.
Yes.
What is the love?
Wait, really?
Oh God.
For what?
No, that was just saying
For
yes
what?
to somebody else for this live.
Thank you.
For YouTube?
Yeah, what's up?
It's the email.
Oh, I got it.
Alright, no,
Not working?
Brittany. Was like, her hair.
Says it's on
I was like, what? She's like, she looks hot. And I was like, yeah.
She likes
Oh.
I'm
No.
impressed.
Yeah.
That was ballsy.
That was ballsy.
Taken, but
You know what? Honestly, I hate whenever
And
people are
I
like,
love a straight compliment. Like,
Yeah.
From a straight person. That's
whenever you're like, oh man, he's a good looking guy. They're like, what do you get?
It's the email.
I will sit there and say, honestly,
I love straight compliments.
Okay, so actually, okay, we're doing
whenever you're like, oh man, he's a good looking guy. They're like, what do you
Hello, YouTube.
I'm going to use that because then you'll hear us constantly.
He's not a nice guy.
He's watching us.
We're kind of watching ourselves. So thank you guys for joining our YouTube live Q&A. Thank you so much. Why don't we just, are you twitching?
Yes, I twitch. Come on.
Why don't we just go down the line and introduce everyone? Because I don't know you guys, so if I don't know you guys, then they don't know you guys. So
Let's start with you then, David.
Oh,
no, I said let's start on this side and go down. So I'm sitting there, so I don't count yet.
Alright, are we good? Okay.
Yes.
Hey everybody, my name is James. I play the main character, RJ Sager. We've been doing this film for a year and a half, and it came out yesterday. I don't know if any of you saw it. If you're watching this, thank you. And pretty much my character is kind of a druggie. He's kind of misunderstood, I think. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I feel like his life really tells a good story. So. Cobie, why don't you go, buddy?
First off, Cobie. Hi, I'm Cobie. I play Matthew Woodsworth. Are we doing like an icebreaker or something?
Oh, no.
Yeah, good job.
I pretty much played my character. Like, I eat food a lot. It's not even a joke. There we go.
Alright, I'm Melissa Williams. I play Molly Howells, and I'm his friend and his girlfriend, then ex-girlfriend. And I'm an alcoholic, so that's pretty cool.
That's step one, right? I'm an alcoholic.
Right.
Okay. Hi,
Admitting, right?
I'm Angie Bilyeu. I played Miss Carter. You probably don't recognize me without that sweet blonde platinum wig. I'm telling you, talk about smoking hot. Whew. Played like it was heat hot.
Yeah.
Also attractive. It's your turn.
Oh, it's mine. My name's Storm Baron. I played as Daniel in the movie, and where do I start with my character? I was an asshole. Start with Slip Threats.
What?
I sent James to the hospital a couple times. No big deal. My character all around was just kind of, he was just not a nice guy at all. I just really don't know the way to explain it.
Character description.
Yeah.
So one point.
I was a jerk. I was terrible. Oh, and I need to learn how to push too. That's another thing. I need to stop.
We didn't have any.
Hey, I'm Clayton James. I was the director of photography, cinematography on The Dark Age, and it was a very long and tedious, stressful project, but the end result was very great and some really good visuals, and I really think that it told a good story.
Some damn good acting as well, Collin.
Okay. It's just,
Yeah, that
You
ref.
cannot
that-
hold the
yeah,
ref.
that- my cameo as the referee with the coin
What
toss
did
was.
he got like shoved down and you didn't even call a red card or anything. David was in the elevator.
I was prejudiced against him.
I noticed that.
That was a creepy.
I was letting all those.
Yeah, you guys.
I will agree with you. That was a slightly creepy elevator.
It was
guys
just
let
creepy
me-
all around.
You guys left me in there and sent me up to the 4th floor.
That was so funny.
David. Yes, you did.
Yeah, we did.
Creepy hospital stories.
Also the clown room.
Funny story about that hospital. Me and Cobie went to
Explore.
explore that place. I think it was like 11 p.m., 11:30.
Yeah, it was like.
We go up to the 3rd story, and all we have is just one phone flashlight because his phone was dead.
It's
Yeah.
so
Like,
creepy.
it's typically
We turned the corner into one of the. It was like the first room on our left, I think. There is a life-size clown
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
in that room, staring like right outside the door.
Yeah.
We went back downstairs.
Extremely.
Extremely.
It's a wonderful hospital.
That was
wonderful
David.
memories.
Wait, what was me?
You were the clown.
Ouch.
Alright, and if you guys did not know, I'm David. I am the director, producer, writer, casting director, and multiple other titles.
Sure.
Overachieved, that's a good thing.
You are so fired.
Fired. The movie's already made. What you mean?
So fired.
Done.
He's gonna edit you out.
Oh. It's gonna throw
But
a
thank you guys for joining us. Let's just start off, and I will ask you guys a question starting off. Going down the line, let's go down this way. What is your favorite scene that we shot? Not just in the movie, but the favorite scene that we shot. Starting with Clayton.
Yeah, let's see.
Clayton saw all of these scenes. I think. I think you're only gone a day, so this should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
I really, as far as end product, because I can't think of like my favorite scene that was shot over the whole course, but definitely when RJ is in the hospital at the end, the actual like mental ward type
The white box.
scene, the white box. Yeah. It's just a great scene. Just carried it with such passion. I mean, it was just really impacting. So,
Alright, so my favorite scene actually was because of the behind the scenes thing. When we were all in the cafeteria area and everyone was eating. So the scene in the movie wasn't, it was a good scene, but it was afterwards. I'm pretty sure we ticked off David more than ever because of how much we threw frisbee around. And it was the best thing. It was
He
like
was so
testing his
ticked.
nerves to the full potential. It was great.
Wait, which time? Because you guys.
Which time?
Which time? Like, I'll be honest.
Like I didn't do too much, did I?
You remember that one time when we were filming at CBC
what
and
the
you
hell, we
and
start
Connell?
climbing the wall or something?
Well, you guys disappeared upstairs playing basketball.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
not okay.
Yeah, we broke away a
Remember
couple
we were
times.
trying to climb? What was I climbing? You were like climbing the window or something.
No,
Yeah, we were. It was at CBC,
I
and we were
believe
in those, and we were in those
What
lockers.
surprised me.
And he was
He
climbing.
was trying to climb something. Yeah.
We were all sleep deprived. It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's why I wanted to play frisbee basketball. I mean,
No.
Oh, wow.
So Angie,
Jordan Boehner, ladies and gentlemen. You know, yeah.
So Angie, what out of the entire film? What is your favorite scene?
That I filmed in.
Film or that you just saw,
I mean,
witnessed?
my favorite scene overall was the white box scene. I love the way it was. It was just like cut time. The whole thing, those frames were just beautifully collaborated together, and I thought it was incredibly moving, and I really enjoyed it. My favorite scene that I filmed though was probably the one. I love all my scenes. So I love the bagel scene because it was. I love a bagel.
Okay, I have a
so
question about that. Did you
Yeah.
improv the beginning of that?
Yeah, that just happened. I
Okay.
was literally eating the bagel, and let's go. Okay, let's roll. I'm just gonna ad-lib lines with the bagel. So I did.
The bagel.
But my favorite thing that I
Oh
filmed,
my
I think,
God.
was whenever RJ ended up passing passing out, and she shrieks from the audience.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm coming! You know, I love that part.
And the thing about that scene is I love the way that we shot it, where we were out there with you. You hear him pass out. Because the thing is, the audience scenes and then the actual theater scenes were shot on 2 different days.
Oh, that's right.
So it wasn't like they had nothing to go off of, and you guys had nothing to go off of either. It was all of Clayton and I just telling you guys. Because we had, what, like 5 cameras on just the audience?
Yeah, it was a big.
And when we would say, like, he fell, or I would tell you, like, after I call action, wait about, like, 10 seconds.
Right.
And I had the shoulder rig, and I was trying to run with you.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it because it worked, and our editor, Joel, cut it out.
I about bought into you that one time,
You did.
Yeah,
I actually
it's like
bought into our audio
fun.
guy.
Yeah.
I loved it when she ran up last night when she was like, oh, it compressed to the point where it was like Dino from Flintstones. It was like she started and she was like, and then she came out. It was awesome.
And then it gets dramatic and intense really fast.
I know.
It's like
Yeah.
this high shriek pointing. It's like, oh my god. It was a lot. It's a lot.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
I definitely liked filming at Grace's church. We had a lot of fun there. Okay, I had fun, but what cracked me up was when you told me I had to slap somebody. I was like, oh my god, like I'm actually gonna slap. I feel so bad. And you're like, no, you have to make it believable. Like, don't just like pat him. I'm like, well, what if I hurt it? And then I remember a guy being like, it's okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
you said it's okay. All right.
It's a trooper.
Oh, I remember smacking him so hard, and we're also feeling really bad. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
So don't feel too bad
Where's Brittany
because
when we need
I know
her?
I
the scene
know.
was Brittany and
Oh.
Sailor. We filmed that. Who were you there?
Yeah.
Part of the time. Yeah.
Okay.
She said you guys filmed that forever. Like,
We
for
filmed it
months.
about 40 times.
God, that poor
Like,
kid.
and every time, God just slapped. And
terrible.
now maybe I did a few more times than what we should have just because I thought it was cool.
Oh
but
my God.
there's
The
one
real
take.
filming of the movie, guys.
There's one take that we did where we were inside the room and I had Brittany and Corey just improvise the beginning to give James a time to like walk in. And the beautiful thing was
Oh
that
my gosh, I remember this.
we may put this on the DVD. They were just getting into this argument and how Brittany was saying, "You've been checking out other girls girls all night," and then he says, "Yeah, Molly was she's kind of cute," and
Yes.
she's like, "You've been checking out Molly," and then he says,
Wait, what's my
"Molly,
dating
I'm
tip?
sorry," and she's like, "You just called me Molly." And literally, you could see her almost break character, but she pulls it back so perfectly that it's so believable. And I'm just like, I would love to put this in here, but it's not needed to be put in here.
Dang it.
But
That
it was like
awesome.
she literally, flipped in an instant. Because I don't even think he knows that he had said Molly until after the fact.
I totally forgot about that. But that scene was so perfect, just the way it was set up.
I just love the slap.
Yes.
If I could, I would put slaps in every scene in my movies.
He likes watching
It's an
stuff.
outtake
It's
of just
fine.
the
He said
slap.
that in future
Right.
opportunities.
The Dark Days of RJ Slap.
Oh yeah.
You can't slap him.
Cobie?
Well, mine was the pudding scene, which hopefully, if there are bonus features, will be in there.
That's a hint. That's a hint.
No, you better be in
That was
there
direct.
because that was my favorite scene. But
Okay.
you guys don't know about it.
Yes.
Well, my second favorite scene would be shooting at David's house. It was like the beginning
Yeah.
because I ate a lot of Mexican food because we had
Yeah,
Yes.
she
It
did.
was so good.
I know, right?
Such good food.
It was amazing.
Oh,
And we shot it like 5 or 6 different times. I lost count. But it was also like the first scene we've ever shot together as a group. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun.
Well, I think we shot it twice. We reshot it twice, but we had to keep going for different angles. So I would tell you guys, don't eat all of the food.
he was taunting
And
us with
this
food.
guy over here literally would go through an entire quesadilla.
It was
And it's like,
so
Cobie, stop eating. We don't have anything else to give you. So then you would see him go like,
Take little bites.
And it was just like this weird thing. It was like when we were filming in the cafeteria, we only specifically ordered pizza just for you, and all the other actors were like, wait, we don't get any? I'm like, no, it's just for him. And I told you, no, I think Matt told you, don't eat it all, like don't eat it so fast. Then the first take, the entire thing was gone. And all you had was crust. And it's like, Cobie, we don't have anything else to give you.
Yeah, we improv with chips. I remember that.
Yep.
But I also like the like room scene. That was a good one. It's like when watching that, I was like, oh god.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
None of us were there to see that. But I remember.
Also, another favorite scene. Sorry, I'm just.
No, you're fine.
Was when I got killed off without knowing. Yeah.
By the
My
way,
suicide.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, my suicide
So
was
you
a
know.
surprise.
Yeah. Spoiler.
For all of you who haven't seen the movie, let's not spoil anything.
Say.
take it away. Your favorite scene.
Okay, I have 3.
What? Okay.
He is the lead, I guess.
That is
Let's let it
true.
go.
I've had like 200 scenes in comparative 50. So I think I have.
Oh.
That was just on all you guys. What are you
Yeah,
talking
I mean that
about?
was in like a movie.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
So my first favorite scene would have to be whenever me and Molly were fighting. It was in the back of the theater. It was whenever you were kissing that one guy.
Oh yeah.
I love that scene.
That was a good scene.
But the thing is, like, I don't know what happened, but I was like generally mad.
Why?
Because I don't know.
I remember that because I was like, James, you're in like a really mad mood. Like, what is wrong with you? And then
'Cause
you
you
did
know-
the scene. I was like, you're really angry.
We went through like a year where I was the only guy that you kissed. And now, like, I'm watching you kiss this guy in front of me. Like, I don't know. It was just like a pride thing. I didn't like it.
Here's the biggest thing about that scene. Throughout the entire film, there is no like passionate kissing between like you and Molly. There just isn't.
No,
There's
you're not
more
just
awkward
making out with
kissing.
some guy in the back.
It's so awkward between you guys.
But once McDonald is in the picture,
I mean,
it's
it's
completely
full on.
different.
Well,
She's
literally.
like, ha 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 ha.
No, literally,
It's
you were like,
yeah.
you guys have to make out. I was like, well, I've never made out with James. Like, isn't that? You're like, no, you have to make out. I was like, oh.
And it was, the thing was, I told you guys you had to get really passionate,
Yeah.
and then our producer came in and pulled you aside and started talking to you, and then pulled Connell aside and started talking to him, and it was like, you guys need to get like mouth-and-mouth resuscitation.
Yep.
Oh, they did.
Yep. What other scene?
But the beautiful thing about it was, and I love this, I was last night when at the premiere, I was standing watching the entire thing, and when we got to that scene, right when you guys were kissing, it went through the entire audience, and you just heard this, ooh. I'm like, yes.
I heard that too. I was like, you stop there.
I'm
Stop,
like,
please.
thank you.
And then you heard like a little, what the heck?
Yeah, and then he gets all angry at me. I was like,
I still got mad at it. I was like,
I'm
okay.
just like,
my
yes.
second favorite scene. This is a very. I didn't really get the reaction I wanted out of the audience, but I know now it was the dark room. Like the whole thing is dark, and you could barely see any faces besides my brother, Clark.
Oh, the keep moving forward scene.
Yeah, he comes in and you can't see my face at all. It's too dark.
Right.
You can see him like extremely clearly, and what you don't see is. It was right before I started getting prepared for the white box scene, and I was just, it was a bunch of stuff going on through my mind. I did that one take. We only did one take, I think. We might have done 2 or 3, but the one that we stuck with, man, I started bawling my eyes out. But you can't see that, and I think it really kind of defined the film as you don't really know what RJ is going through. You see all of this stuff happening, but you don't know what's going on in his mind. You can see Clark say or what he's doing to try to fix it, but at the end of the day, you really can't see what RJ is going through. And I think that fits so well with the message that we're trying to portray in the film. And nobody will ever know unless you watch this and I was actually crying in it because it's too dark.
Yeah.
And I think that's so fitting.
And the thing was, the way that we got you to cry was, what was it? We put Vic's mixed vapor rub on your eyes.
And he
That was
swelled up
before.
like a
That wasn't that
blowfish.
That was a different one?
Yeah, that was a different scene.
Okay. Well, that was one scene that we did, and like your eyes swelled up afterwards because we had to keep like putting it on
Yeah.
after every time we
It didn't even work.
filmed it.
Didn't even work.
It worked a little.
Didn't even work.
It worked a little.
It worked, just not as expected.
Burned the whole time.
I was crying because of the burn, not because.
Not because it was working.
But yeah, I mean that's up there, and then obviously the white box scene. If you guys saw the movie, you would understand why that's my favorite scene. It just seemed like such a good culmination of everything because, you know, at the beginning of the movie, you know, my acting was a little bit off. Everybody was kind of immature on the set, and you could see like the movie progressively get better acting, better camera work, better. And just my character alone, he started acting more mature and looking more mature. And I think, you know, the movie only took what span of 6 months, 5 months, 6 months. Something like that.
Oh.
It was a short period of time, but
or
you
like,
like,
in the film.
yeah.
Yeah, it's about a 6-8 month period.
But it looks like it takes more of a toll on RJ than it does, and that was just like the culmination of everything. And I wanted that scene to be so good. You know, I was preparing. You told me 2 or 3 weeks beforehand that this scene's coming up, and so I started preparing for it and just watching it on screen with the music of Dylan Dunham, right? Dunlap. Man, that
Dylan,
scene.
you can shame him if you want. It's okay.
He's unfriended.
But, you know, even people, you know, come out of the theater and they were like, James, that was awesome. You know, thanks. That white box scene was awesome. You know, that's.
I love how everyone is calling it the white box scene.
I know.
And in the script, it's the psych ward scene.
Yeah.
It's the white
That's
box.
why-
It's
It's my box.
That's what I
I
hope.
said white.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna make it
forever known as the white box scene now.
If people take anything out of my performance, you know, I would just hope that's what they take out of it, because there was so much that went into that people didn't see. And
That day was very
stressful.
It was because
It took a toll.
well, it wasn't just that we were filming that morning. We filmed the dream sequencing between you two at the same time while we were filming scene 43 with you. So I was with them all morning, and then
We had 2 teams.
you guys were filming at Webster.
Oh.
So it was that day that was also the scene when we filmed when you guys started fighting in the bathroom, and the white box scene.
There we go.
Yes.
We got him on board.
No, it's still a sideboard scene, but the biggest thing about it was like throughout the entire film, like just not you, but just
You're excluded.
He flipped the coin.
He flipped the coin.
He did flip the coin.
Didn't call any penalties ever.
no, he was a terrible ref.
Who's paid?
I doubt it.
Who was paid?
No one.
I sure as hell was not.
That's not how it is. Is that even feel?
I was painted though.
For sure.
Let's
But
go on.
It's like the entire film just overall was like I wrote it specifically to where music would be a big influence. That there all the scenes you guys saw, there was some kind of music there, unless I didn't want it to be like in some scenes I wanted it to be like awkward or make the audience feel awkward. And 2 of those scenes I
the scream
like the scene between you and your mom when you're sitting at the table, and it's so awkward because you guys don't say anything to each other for a few seconds, and then she's just like, "You look tired," or
Go to
like,
bed.
or it's like, "How's practice?" and you're like, "Fine."
I don't mean that too much.
I
I mean, but the look that I give her as I say fine,
So sad.
spot on. I go,
When I saw it, I thought it was just like, was it purposely there? Because I just thought it like showed the broken relationship between them. Like just the like big table with nobody there but them.
It was a mix of both because you're seeing the relationship is already broken,
Yeah.
but then you're seeing how weird and awkward it is for them to like sit down and eat together.
Yeah.
Because first, she doesn't cook because her food is crap. Like the food that we got,
that was a microwave pot pie.
There was a pasta.
It was something. That was
Popeye's
terrible.
good.
Like we had bought pasta before the night before, and I left it in the freezer. So when we were filming, I'm like, we don't have the pasta. So I sent our assistant director to go buy pasta, and she comes back with this gross crap.
Which is very fitting for the mother. If you think.
Right. And you guys are just like playing with it, and it sounds so gross. It sounds so
It's
gross.
so
Really
nasty.
And you look at these two characters and you're like, there is no relationship between mother and son. There just isn't. So, as Cobie was saying, yes, you can see that their relationship is broken, and you have them both sitting at this table. It was a long table too.
Yeah, no,
It was a really long table. And what I loved about that scene, we shot it with two cameras running at the same time. One across Charmaine's shoulder, who plays Kristen, and one across James's shoulder. And it was literally, were you there when we filmed it? I don't think you were.
I don't think he was now.
Like, literally, I had to tell every crew member that was there to leave the kitchen, except for our audio person, who was like almost hiding behind the table, like hiding underneath the table, to be able to record them so we could film it at the same exact time. Because there are some scenes where I just know there are times that we won't be able to get this again in a second take. In the entire film, there is only one scene that we only did one take.
Which one was it?
Which
One scene. It was the scene with you and RJ
Yes.
in the hospital when you're like, I don't want anything to do with you when you're in front of the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
So-
We only did that once, and it was because you
I
had to
leave.
leave.
Oh,
I was like, we
And,
better get this done. I
and I'm
gotta
like,
go.
listen, you have this last scene, we have to do it.
I remember I messed up on my lines too.
But
so
the
I was
thing
like,
is, it works because...
I was so flustered.
Right.
So it almost seemed like I was
I
just
thought it was natural.
me messing up was just made it seem like I was more flustered. No, actually, I just didn't know the script.
And,
But it worked, so it's fine.
and we literally
Yeah.
only shot it once. Only shot it once. He was behind one camera, I was behind another one. Shot it once, and that was it.
I liked all the improv in the movie. Like the random stuff that we did that was not
Oh.
supposed to be good. Like you kicking my butt when we're
Oh,
walking
yeah,
away.
that was a good one.
We were watching that and I was like, was that the script? He's like, no.
No. It honestly wasn't. But it works so well because it shows the friendship between the three of you
Yeah.
guys. Okay, so there is one question
Hey!
that...
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
It's like, where's the food?
That's his last.
So this was posted on the Dark Days premiere event page, and I know you saw it, but Lena Schaefer said The Life of Miss Carter could be a great movie. Just saying.
Say it.
What are your thoughts? Like, if we did a movie of just Miss Carter,
I would be a star. I would be the absolute star. I'd be ecstatic and I'd be wonderful. And it would be so peppy. You wouldn't know what to do. You'd think I was on drugs. I wouldn't be on drugs. RJ's on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I'm happy.
I have my hand
And that's
raised.
what I would do. It would be tremendous.
it's not very
I can't even
great.
begin to tell you what her life would look like. I'll let you tell me what it looks like, David. The gracious one.
Okay.
He's the writer of the script. He writes it all. Anyway, I'm just saying it would be a real trip.
I think
It's a real trip.
no, like, nothing against you, but I think it would be so cool to see the younger life of how you turned out to be.
True
the way
story.
that
Yeah,
you
how
are.
did you get so freaking peppy?
Great
Because,
question.
well, honestly, the people that turn out the most peppy are the ones that usually have been through the most
Yeah. Hell.
crap,
Yeah.
Great
dark
choice.
life, you know.
Nice.
So
The Dark Days
it could be
Miss
like
Carter.
the mildly dark days, or
Of Miss Carter.
The
The
sunrise.
the
days.
sunrise. Yeah. You know when that moment where you just turn on the lights and one of the light bulbs are broken, so it's kind of damn days. Yeah, those days.
It's
Burned out
Like,
days of Miss
here's the
Carter.
thing about Angie and Miss Carter. Literally, I'm not kidding, literally 2 different people.
Oh yeah.
It is
Yeah.
2 different people. When you look at Miss Carter and then Angie, it's not the same. And this is the crazy thing on how you got so far into character there were two different instances. We were filming one scene and you weren't feeling well that day. Like you said, your stomach was really bothering
I
you,
remember that.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
the thing was, like you overcame it because like when you got into character, like everything just disappeared.
She's not
We couldn't tell.
It's
Right.
Like she doesn't.
Because
feel
I
what
looked,
Angie
I was
feels.
like, you said you were, I said, you were doing good. Get it, girl?
And then when we were doing the ADR for one of the scenes, literally, she comes into the studio and you start doing jumping jacks and push-ups and starts running around the room. And I push over the button and I'm like, Angie, what are you doing? And that's exactly what she said. Was I'm getting into character. It's like you do you. Chris, who played Dr. Ledbetter, literally, like in one of the hospital scenes when he's using the defib. So so the mic is in front of him. He's standing right here, and every time he hears his line, he's going clear. Like in the studio, nothing in front of him, and he did that about 8 times. And I'm busting a gut laughing because he looks so ridiculous doing it. But that just shows how much you guys will get into these characters and finally like pull them to life and like change them into who you guys are. Because like Cobie to Matthew,
I am my character.
you are your character. That's the crazy thing.
I'm not gonna ask about me.
Well, technically, you weren't in the role of Daniel when we brought you on.
Yeah, that was supposed to be McDonald's.
Yeah, originally it was Jordan was playing McDonald. Which
So I was supposed to make out with you.
originally it was supposed to be McDonald was played by Jordan, and then it was Matt was playing.
An extra.
No, Mike, who's your character?
Myers.
Okay, so Matt was originally playing Myers, and then one of the other actors, Jake Pico, he was playing another character. So when we had problems with one of the other actors who later left the film, that's when you moved up to Daniel. I moved Connell up to McDonald.
I remember when he did this because it was the hardest thing because we dropped like 4 or 5 calls. Because
Yeah.
I was out at like a lake resort place and he kept trying to call me and I couldn't understand. I just knew I had responsibility. And I was just like,
You just knew it was a big
hold
deal.
on, I'm on vacation. Why am I picking up responsibility? Okay.
But yeah, I think you definitely take Daniel to a whole nother level. Like you really do, and it is you see in one scene. I hate the face you make in the party scene. When RJ, when you come over to RJ, and he's like, "So, how you doing?" And he's like, "You're drunk." And you like lean back and you make this weird look on your face. And you start like doing this like weird shoulder dance. And it bothers me every time I see it. It's just the weirdest thing.
That's great.
Oh.
Well, the whole plot led up to because he called me a drunk. So I had so I figured like I did something.
That's where he snapped.
So that's where I was just like the shoulder back needs to get weird.
But it
I got
was
that when I watched it. I got that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
one of my all-time favorite scenes. And I love the way that it turned out.
Yeah,
Is-
we didn't ask you what your favorite scene
Yeah.
was. Hey, Dave, what's your
Good,
favorite
what's
scene?
fancy?
Oh, the entire movie.
That's not a
That's
It's
not a scene.
That is actually 265 scenes.
Is it 260?
It is not 265. Thank you very
It's like
much.
360.
Yeah, it's like
It is 225.
I said we cut a lot of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cut a lot.
Like my
You guys
favorite
didn't know
scene.
we cut a lot.
Like my
No,
favorite
not
scene.
in editing, like while we were
We took a
filming.
machete to that script.
Yeah. One of my, I have a lot of favorite scenes, but one of my all-time favorite scenes is scene 43, which I told you about. Yeah, you guys know what scene 43 is. Scene 43 is the scene where Daniel, he goes into the not locker room, he goes into the bathroom and you do heroin. And when you do, the thing is you start contemplating with yourself like in your head. And it was just the way that the voiceovers were, the way, like I was even there when you guys shot it. And one thing, when you go to the toilet and you then see you're drunk and just like shrinked in size. And the one shot I wanted we were sitting on the toilet, aimed up at you.
Look down.
You did something. You shot something, and then I went back and I shot it a different way. And our editor cut that out, and I'm like, no, I sat on a gross toilet for nothing. But the way that we layered in the voiceovers, and when we did, I wasn't even there, and I don't know who was giving you direction that day, but when you walked out of the stall and you grabbed your head, it was the perfect timing, because you can then tell that the voice, like in your head, is like bothering you. And it's like you grabbed your head at the perfect time. So that's like one of my favorite scenes.
Say that was all you.
But the thing is, like, there are different shots that we've done throughout the film that I like. I love how we would shoot through mirrors. Another scene was like with you and Sailor. We don't even see Sailor until you're about to leave. We only see him in the mirror. Like that. I think I came up with it like right then when we were filming it.
Yeah.
Because it works. I remember, because you didn't know if it worked. You tried it like, oh my god, that actually works.
Yeah, because there were like 4 mirrors, and we couldn't like set anything up without seeing ourselves. And it was just this like, let's do it right here. Aim it. We don't even see your face. We only see Sailor in the mirror. And then when you're like, oh, don't be his friend. Like, he doesn't deserve friends.
Oh, yeah.
And then the shot with Sailor and you in the bathroom, and the camera is the mirror. Do you remember that after he gets beat up in the shower?
Yeah.
It was like that scene. I think that was also something where I just came up with it like right then.
Yeah, all of that was pretty much.
Like all the things that we shot in the mirror came like right then and there. But it was, you told me after we filmed it that you were watching it because I forgot that the LCD screen on the camera was showing into the mirror, which you could then see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Your boy's pretty smart.
But yeah, I definitely do like that scene because it is, you think, you don't see it a lot where the camera is the mirror. And that was so hard to hold and not move an inch. And it's like, okay, go faster, say your lines. I can't hold this camera still anymore. But it's also creepy looking directly into an actor's eyes through the camera. Like literally, I was making eye contact with him through the camera. It was like the craziest and weirdest thing ever.
We did something like that with the shower scenes. Or was the one that was just me, where you looked directly into my eyes. Mm-hmm. I was like pulling back my hair. Yeah. You know, like I looked right at it.
Like,
oh, that one? Yeah. I remember that. I'm working on it.
Now he is.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe a couple minutes later.
One thing that I really was impressed with last night was
last night was the premiere, by the way.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Sorry.
You guys didn't know.
Was the selection of musicians that were brought onto the project, and just name a few. Dylan Dunlap, The Greater Good, Trenton Pete, Trade Winds, Noah Goodman, Robin Jennings, Mitchell Ferguson, We, Us, and Him. I think that's all of them. If I'm not mistaken. Who? Ben Minahan. How can I forget about Ben Minahan? I've known Ben for like 3 years. We got to spend a little bit of time with Dylan Dunlap at the beginning, as he played through selections live, and
good guy.
It's I mean, not just a great musician, but a great guy. His girlfriend, the photographer, videographer, Taylor, she was great. They both have terrific personalities, but Dylan lends so much emotion to the white boxing. I mean, it's just you could completely take that track out of there, and it would still be impactful. But there's just something about RJ plus that song. It literally breaks you down at that point. That is the point of emotional pull, really, of the entire film.
And it was also, with all the other musicians, you hear their music throughout, and also Fire July. I forgot about Fire July.
Sorry.
They do our intro, so the
Oh, that was good.
shots of Missouri and everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which was awesome.
I really like. Was that with the
Yeah.
helicopter?
Drones.
No, that was with the drone.
Okay.
With the drone.
With the drone.
Just
Come here.
David. Just
Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
That's awesome.
Come today.
Alright, so everyone, like, come here. I'm not gonna hurt
I
you.
don't think
So this guy right here, Josiah, he does a lot for us. He designed our poster. He does all our promos. He does a lot of stuff.
he does look good.
But
He does it all.
Josiah, I'm holding you because you keep moving out of frame. Josiah and I, we went around St. Louis. It was over the course of like 3 days.
Yeah.
It was literally
yeah.
around like 2 to 3 days. We were going through St. Louis, Maryland Heights. We were going through Webster. We went downtown, and we were just getting all of these
Illinois.
shots. Wait, we went to Illinois?
Yeah, you'd have to have been because you flew
No,
over towards the arch.
Wait, was it Illinois?
Yeah.
No, I think that was East St. Louis.
That
is
Illinois.
Wait.
Where are you
You
living?
guys fly a drone near the arch?
You drove home.
Yeah.
But it was we shot that, and when we were working on audio, one of the sound designers, Steven, he was like, "So I'm in a band, and my wife wanted me to let you guys listen to a song. Maybe you guys want to use it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but she just wanted me to tell you guys." And we were listening to it. This was before we had even shot the drone footage, and I listened to it. Just the opening of the film, he's like, a story of a broken man.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to it, and I could just picture the opening sequence, and I'm like,
It's perfect.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, it was needed. But the entire film, the music, from start to finish, you hear all of the artists throughout the entire movie, but you don't hear any of Dylan's music until the very end. That is the only point when you hear his music, and when we flew him in, I saw him Tuesday. So it has been a long week. So I saw him Tuesday, and we were eating, and I was telling him that we only use your music at the end. It's nowhere else, and his music makes such a huge impact. And the crazy thing about it is the two songs, The Man That I Am and The Thief and the Leaf, I asked him for the songs, and when I asked him for it, I had no idea where we were even going to put them. I wasn't even picturing the white box scene. I wasn't even picturing the ending, none of it. And I was working on ADR when you and Steven, it was literally, Steven and Josiah were the two who put that together. I had nothing to even do with that, but
when you got there, we're like, hey, we want to see this.
and it was when I watched it, I was so developed into it. It literally almost brought me to tears. And then it clicked like, wait, why am I about to cry? And then I got back in filmmaking, post-production mode. But I got so many responses last night saying, first, from people crying at the ending, Dylan and Taylor, they said that they were crying. And she's like, I've heard the songs before, but I've never heard them and seen them in this kind of
Context.
right. And it is when you look at it, everything that's happening to you. I had a few parents come up to me last night, and it's like, I see some of this happening with my kids, and I don't want this to happen. I don't want to be Kristen. I don't push religion down her throat. I don't do any of that because I don't want her to go down the same path as what RJ did. So it is like we have made a huge impact, and I think just all of your characters, like except for you, it's like
Such an outcast.
no, Clayton. I'm so glad that you came on. I think it was our third filming day. It was either our second or third filming day, and
Longest day.
Yes, the 16-hour day.
No, that was August 2nd, 2014.
Oh my god, I didn't remember that.
Wow.
That the longest
A
film
day
was
that
that?
will live in infamy.
What?
that was what, almost 20 hours?
That was a nightmare. Anyway,
What were the,
that
August
was
2nd.
that was the soccer
All
game.
the soccer scenes.
When we were there till like 1 a.m.
I remember
Uh-huh.
being there since like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
7.
So anyway,
We went
I
to
came
sleep
on the
after
third
that.
day.
And it was like Clayton came on the third day, and it was just. I keep standing. I know it's I just saw him standing, and I look over. Well, I looked at the screen, and I'm like, why is he still standing here? It's like, you can go now. The biggest thing was about Clayton. I don't fully remember how we brought you onto the film exactly, but it was
PA first.
it was PA. Then you moved into kind of script supervisor, and then you moved into our DP. And there were a lot of times where Clayton and I would just have this unspoken bond on how to do a shot. And there was one scene in the hospital scene. This was the waiting room scene that was actually cut. You were trying to film it, and the problem was you said, I just can't get this shot. And we were on the time crunch, and I'm like, Clayton, just get the shot.
I think I remember this.
He was like, and he kept doing it, and he's just like, I can't do it. And I'm like, Clayton, just give me the camera, I will do it, just go somewhere. That was like
Difficult day. Yeah.
that was one of those times where I literally looked at you and I'm just like, I can't take this. Like, just give me the camera, I will do it myself. But there were a lot of scenes that you personally shot, like where I wasn't even in the room. Like the ending, I wasn't there. His scene, I wasn't there. And it was just we would have production meetings that Tuesday, so it was like the Tuesday of filming. We would kind of go on and talk about everything because for me as a filmmaker, I personally don't storyboard, and I know that sounds crazy to some filmmakers, but it is being a run and gun filmmaker, doing storyboards, it locks you in to what you're wanting. And it is, in the first script that I wrote for Hercules, we had camera angles, camera shots, everything in it. And we couldn't accomplish that. So it was with this one, I wasn't putting any of that in there because I didn't want anything to hold us down. Because if we did, we may not have done the mirror scene. We may not have shot stuff the way that we did because we thought of it right then and there. Or it's like, as we're moving into the scene, okay, this is how we're shooting it. Audio guy, be behind me because I'm going to be moving. And that was the great thing about our audio people. Thank you, Webster University, and all of our wonderful audio people.
The real MVPs?
We had a ton of Webster people, but they were all so they were good at what they were doing, but they could also keep up with me. Like when we would change to a different audio guy for a different filming day, when I would have the shoulder rig on, and before we would start, I would ask them, "Can you keep up?" And they're like, "Yeah, just go. I'll be right behind you." I'm like, "Cool, moving." I'm like, "You move so fast." I'm like, "Got to," but like all of your characters, they blend so well together, and like Cobie, you are Matthew. Like
I know.
I could just call you Matthew, and you would probably respond. But you can see a difference between you guys and your characters, except for Cobie. But especially like I have to give props to Angie. Like I seriously do, because it is you and your character. You literally are two different people. You don't even look the same.
Oh.
And it was I love because the scene when RJ walks into the auditorium for the very first time. When I went through the script when we were working on editing and audio, you went off the script, which I'm perfectly fine with, and you were like, either you do it or you don't. It's a split-second decision. And it was just, the way that you transformed it like all you guys transformed the lines, and I told you guys to, excluding James because he just never memorizes lines.
You say that, but honestly,
He did pretty well.
who was the one person that always held the scenes up together?
Mostly
every time it was you, Mister. But go ahead, continue.
I couldn't help but laugh.
Blame game.
But it was like that scene. It just turned out so well because, like the whole texting, Matt stopped texting.
Yeah.
Like Cobie was actually texting in the scene. Was literally on his phone texting
I'm a bad
someone.
actor. I know.
Like was sitting there, not even paying attention. Was just on his phone, and Angie called him out. Like it was in the first take. Just called him out and was like, "Matthew, stop texting." And
We were all really confused. We're like, wait, what?
Everybody was laughing.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody was in character.
Do you know how
No.
long it actually took you to let us improv though? Because like we took so many takes and you said stop. That wasn't the right words. You messed
It was
up.
no, it
It
was
was-
the script supervisor.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, that happened.
Never go many times it was
Stop,
Guys.
Because like a word off, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, Matt was, but that was his job. His job
Well,
was
they
to
killed me.
It killed us.
be,
Every
his
time-
job was to be very anal about things.
Every time we got done with the scene, I could just like hear under his breath, freaking continuity. Every time. Because I mean, from my point of view, I would almost never follow the lines exactly how they
You
were.
could not.
I don't think I ever did, honestly, but like I could see him every time I got something wrong. I see him just shaking his head in the corner, and I'm just like,
He would react. We could see him react.
I'm just like, I didn't see it. He'd just be over there like, so
Yeah.
mad. Like, you got it wrong.
Furiously looking at the script like, that's not clear.
looks like we changed it a lot for me though.
Same.
Yeah.
Like he would seriously.
He wrote in our improv and said, you gotta go with what you
And
said.
then I-
with improv. And I'm like, doesn't that kill the point of improv? You make
Like before we started filming, he would text me about like the things that didn't work right in the script or like different issues. And there was one that where I got like literally 15 different text messages at once on what like Molly said this in this scene, but later on she said something different. And then in this scene, James said, or RJ says this. And then here he doesn't say this, and here it's and I'm just like, oh my gosh, stop.
We give him a lot of crap, but
Yeah,
he
but
did
He did
He did his job.
It's a
That's
hard job.
Let's see, put
make
goals.
those.
Yeah.
As the
Plus
counselor-
Matt was Counselor Stevens, if you didn't know. But it
Me too.
was he did his job. He did his job.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike us.
I remember the one time as counselor, he went off script and I gave him so much hell for it. I was like, hey Matt, continuity.
He did get it right here.
And it's only in the script as you're going through it.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that.
So out of all of the filming days that you guys were a part of, what was the
Best location.
well, not best location, because we had a mix of locations, but what was the out of all of the filming days that we had for you guys as actors, bringing your characters to life? What do you think was the one filming day where you actually like got into your character and you could feel like you are Daniel, you are Miss Carter, you are Molly, you are Matthew, you are RJ, yes.
All right, so that one, I really got into it. We both did the fight scene with me and RJ, with Daniel and RJ in the bathroom, because we had taken so many shots of it, like 3 or 4 shots of it, continuously just trying to get it right with the whole acting, fighting stuff. And actually, the one we kept, people think that no, it actually turned into a real thing. So I felt really bad.
Yeah, the first time we did it, you were like, you gotta make it more realistic. And then the second time, you were like, you gotta make it more realistic.
And then he finally just said, "Look, just hit me." I'm like,
Yeah, because you were holding off so much, and I was like, literally, Jordan, I love you. Hit me.
So it was that point. It's like you really, I kind of really brought up Daniel being fast what he is. I just, I am just going to straight kick your ass.
And the thing is, there were times where I would tell you guys, you need to be more passionate, you need to be more realistic, I need to see what is going on. Because if I can't believe you guys, they aren't gonna believe you. Sorry, I was just like doing the face of this. So it is, if I can't believe you guys, then no one else will. So moving down the line, because I don't know what Cobie's about to say.
Okay. So,
hold on, it's Angie's.
oh, is it? I'm sorry, I didn't know we were going. Yeah.
Just skip poor Angie.
I
God.
forgot about Clayton. I thought we like you guys skipped Clayton. I'm like, Clayton, it's not next year. I'm sorry. I thought we were just going randomly.
Alright,
So honestly, okay, I felt this is not a braggart moment. This is an honest to God truth. I felt that I brought to the camera Miss Carter every time. I felt like Angie Bilyeu literally got left in my car when I got out of the car. I had my little bag and I had my wig and I was ready to go be Miss Carter every time. I and myself, myself and I were nothing at all to do with Miss Carter. And I did not even correlate the two. Like, I'm not feeling well today. I feel like I'm going to vomiting, not feeling so good. Nothing to do at all with Miss Carter. Miss Carter's, 32 years old, happy and happy. Couldn't feel better.
Once scene's over, you run some back.
Exactly.
And the thing is, here's the crazy thing. I would go through the dialogue while we were filming with, or not filming, but while we were going through post with Josiah. And I told him, you can tell, if you know me well enough, you can tell some of the lines. It is something I would say. And it was one scene like with Miss Elliott. It's between Miss Elliott and you after you have that argument with your dad when he takes your phone away from you.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of the scene, she's like, "Ooh, Lord bless this boy."
I know we
RJ.
don't believe in you, but bless this man.
Exactly. And I asked Josiah, I'm like, does that sound like something I would say? And he's like, yes. And it's just like with Angie and being Miss Carter. When she comes into the auditorium after RJ leaves from church and she's like, "Good morning, my beautiful thespians." And it's just like, you can tell that that's something, when it comes from you, can tell that it's something that I would say. But it is, like, literally, I think there was one day you came in, like, with the wig on.
Yeah.
And
I'd see you walking from the parking lot into there, you wearing the wig. I was like, hey, Miss Carter.
So anybody knows who I am.
And the thing is, like, you asked me one day, you specifically said, do you want me to keep the wig? Because, like, I was just throwing it in a bag and taking it home. And you're like, sure, like, yeah, you can take it. And, like, I think you would brush it.
Oh yeah, I would brush it, I would tease it. I just made sure it looked real nice. Just like it was my real hair, Miss Carter cares about her hair, so I did.
And you wrote those lines, but I don't really think there was anybody else that we could pick to read those lines and bring it to life like she did.
Yeah.
Is this like the first
Oh,
time?
Angie, Angie was, like, my first choice for Miss Carter.
Well, thank you.
It was like I can't see like anyone else playing Miss Carter. There's like no one on there, like no celebrity could play Miss Carter.
That's awesome.
Like because you brought her to a whole other level.
A whole
It's like
other-
Angie, Miss Carter, like totally different.
Julia Roberts can play anything.
I give her a run for it.
No, Miss Carter.
Okay, so Melissa, what is your all-time that one day?
Well, there's no one day because anytime I was irritated with these two, it was
It was a lot.
it was so genuine. Or anytime me and RJ were fighting, generally came out genuine. Because he just was always very angry with me. So I was like, well, now I'm going to be angry back. And it always just came out very
Yes, I got this joke.
genuine. Yeah. Or like when they're running to get, or when we get a,
The doorbell.
yeah, like, yes, the doorbell. And I watched myself on camera, like on the screen at the premiere, and I just rolled my eyes. I was like, oh my god, that's me. That's not Molly, that's Melissa. She is rolling her eyes, and she is so irritated that she has to get the door. But yeah, that just any time I had that attitude, that was it for me.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
Cobie.
Finally, Cobie. Anyways, I mean, I'm pretty much my character, as you guys have said. But, like, my favorite time being my character, I'm assuming that's what we're off of.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Was going to parties. Any party scene that I was in, that is me. like I'm awkward, I'm weird. I'm just like when the girls sat on me, you can't see it in the background. Well, you can see a little bit of it, but you don't know that's me. I'm just like, oh hey, that would be me. I'm just like, oh my god, yes, please sit on me. Okay, that's how. Anyways, I'm just like, yes, please, like, talk to me, give me attention, give me love. And whenever I'm like trying to figure out, that's just like, that would be me. Anytime
Logan, don't pee your pants.
anytime at the parties, like, I was loving it. I was my character.
We turned that into an animated, you know.
Yeah, what about you?
Please sit on me. God,
You're fine.
awesome.
Just
So glad you got
Oh, you guys signed on for 3 other films. It was in that contract agreement you guys signed.
Oh, wonderful, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get another acting job now.
you should focus on
AJ,
Are you done?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. This is tough. I don't. I can't. No.
Because you had the most days. You had all the days outside of everyone. I think maybe there were only 2, maybe a max of 4 film days that you were not on. Out of the year and a half of filming, it was literally almost every single weekend you were there.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Oh yeah, trust me, I was
was
the
there.
one who put the golf
I
shoes
was
together.
there. I think. Here's all I'll say about that. My favorite scene, the one that I felt my most character, or most like my character. I think if you watch the movie, you'll see at the beginning, I was kind of immature about the situation. I was so far away from what my character would have stood for, and how he would have acted, and yeah, you know, you can tell. I think some of those scenes at the beginning, you know, I wish I could just go do. You know, them 2 were sitting by me at the premiere, and I was just shaking my head. I'm like, James, what were you doing? But most of the film was shot in chronological order. You know, most all of it was, and you know, like I was saying before, you could see how the maturity just progressed in my acting. And the further that I get along with it, the more in tune I become with my character, and I think you can really tell that I don't know if you could tell, but I felt the most into my character whenever it was the first time after I got out of the second time I got out of the hospital, when it was behind stage with you were doing like a pet meeting and you're like, James, 20 minutes late.
oh yeah.
And man, I worked on how I would act if I was to be on heroin or any sort of drugs like that. And I couldn't get it, but whenever I was in that moment, whenever I was actually doing it on stage and on film, I think that was it right there. That was I got off stage and I thought to myself that I think that it's pretty much as Andre as I'm gonna get, and from there on, like you can see in the rest of the film, I'm one with that character, and I think that was the turning point of it. That's where it all started making sense in my mind, like why I'm doing stuff and what I'm doing. And I think you even said something. It wasn't on the script, but you're like, there's something wrong with this kid.
Oh, yeah.
It showed. It really did show.
Are you ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Go on, so he's not.
He's not ready yet. So,
I love that.
and there's so many scenes that I could say. The White Room scene, the scene where we're fighting. There's just so many natural reactions to that because so much of me is in that character, and so much of that character is inside of me. That's basically all I got. I don't know what more you want from me, fans.
I mean, the whole,
I don't want to deal with it now.
the whole White Room scene though was just like it's such an emotion. Like even when I watched it, I was just like, oh my god, I feel bad for James. As you're sitting right next to me, it was just like the goosebumps. It was phenomenal. You did amazing at that.
I'm kind of sad that you didn't get my reaction to whenever I got shot with the needle. Whenever I was freaking out that first time in the White Room, because it was like it was so like surreal during that moment. It was just kind of like I was staring right at where my mom was, whenever she peeked in the window, and I was just like, It was like Silence of the Lamb type stuff. I wasn't blinking. I wasn't like doing anything. I was just staring at her. She was like,
I think I told you. Did I tell you that we should have gotten a shout out there like afterwards? Was that just a conversation I had with myself?
I think that was a conversation.
I probably had that
so,
with myself.
yeah.
I thought of shooting something like that
Because-
where we just like
Yeah.
saw your eyes, but you were there when we filmed that. I don't think in that entire sequence we shot anything on a tripod. I think I think it was all either like fully I was holding it or it was on my shoulder.
On the GoPro, we had
Yeah.
GoPro,
Yeah.
and then
you hung up a GoPro in the corner of the room
Yeah.
because I know most
Exactly
of those
like the
most of those
security
parts.
monitor.
I was the only person in that room.
Yeah.
and that it was great.
And it was and I wanted to make everyone feel uncomfortable and for everyone to know, holy crap, this is like a whole nother level. And that's why at times like the focus like shifts out of control because I was moving with James at one point when he like stands up. I was literally right in front of his face, like focusing back and forth, and he's moving, and I'm like focusing back and forth and just like moving with him. And it was like that's one of the few days where I was like fully like moving with him, like on the ground. I was with him, and there was one shot our editor Joel used. The camera was just on the ground, and it was just rolling for no reason.
Yeah.
And
So that-
we then picked it up and cut it, and he used it. It was the shot where we just like see your legs. Like we didn't even plan to film that. The camera was just rolling on the ground, and it just works out so perfectly. And the thing is, some people, well, you guys may not know, or you guys should know, the whole like dream sequence, everything, like all of that was, spoiler alert, sorry, was
I die.
the
I died too.
whole, all of that. It was the way that we did it. I had this conversation with Taylor, who was one of our photographers last night. It's literally, the dream sequence is only for someone that can catch it. If you're a filmmaker or if you're an actor or a photographer, that you're able to understand, because you don't hear a bell, we don't see him ever wake up. So all the necessities that you would think for a normal person to be like, oh, he was just dreaming. We don't have that because we only want specific people to like pinpoint it. And it was, some people didn't even realize it until after the fact when you hear this like, RJ. And then when we shot that, I almost didn't shoot. I didn't have the camera on the table so close to you. Like it was going to just be on a tripod. And it was like when she wakes you up, it was that one shot where, oh, let's put it on the table and see him. But out of, like, same question for them, out of all the filming days, what made you truly feel that you were our DP?
Probably just when we finally split into two teams.
Yeah.
Because it just then I was able to really interact with my team, and you were able to concentrate on yours, and as far as like probably my favorite shooting day was probably when we were doing the Shakespeare stuff,
Okay, I'm like,
and
what's a Shakespeare?
and the Shakespeare play, the practicing, all this stuff, with Angie. She's so enjoyable just to watch, just even through the camera. It's you have no idea really what she's gonna do or how she's going to take these lines
I didn't
and
know.
transform. Exactly, and that's
That's
what's so awesome about it is, it's you turn into that character. It's
And you were literally a one-take person.
Yeah.
And we would do like 3-4 takes, and you're like, David, just stop, because it's not going to get any better.
Yeah, if anything, it would start to change, and you'd be like,
Right.
I like 2 shots ago.
And it's like, for you, Angie, as an actress, you do your best on the first take.
Mhm.
Like the first take, even when we're practicing, we should be rolling when it's with you.
Sure, thank you.
And I think you said that at times.
Yes.
And it is with other actors, they may not start off that great, but as they keep going, as they keep going, then they'll get better. And that's why some scenes we would do like 10, 12, so many times. But it was also, I think, we would do different angles of different scenes. And as filmmaking, you go by the letter of the alphabet. So you go from A all the way to Z if you do that many shots. And I think we went all the way, I think the highest we went was I on how many angles we did of one scene. And it was just crazy. But as you were saying.
No, I was done. That's all I got to say.
Hey, let's talk about Shakespeare for a moment since you brought it up. This man, director David over here, gives us
Macbeth.
a short excerpt. Whenever I say a short excerpt, I would say about 12 lines. This man is like, hey, we're gonna do this in 15 minutes. I want you guys to memorize these lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good day.
No.
This Macbeth takes like a year to like really, really get it down to perfection. You want us to do it in 15 minutes. And so what we did is, if you watch the movie, it only goes for 2 lines. I say my full line, and Cobie says about 11 or 12 words, and he starts to stumble, and so I just fall to the ground. Little Easter egg, the reason why I fall to the ground whenever you guys are watching this is because he forgot his line.
Okay, let me be honest. I've only done like acting for like 2 years before that, and I've only done theater for like half a year. Like not even that. Like I've only done like 2 productions, 1 act and a play. So like I've not done Elizabethan. He's an Elizabethan like here, right? Okay. Yeah. See, I'm learning in school. We're good. Anyways.
Wait, did you graduate?
Yes.
Surprise.
Congratulations!
Anyways, and so like I've never done anything like that, so that was like really like stressful and stuff, and James just kept pulling it through. He was being the soldier.
There's a lot of scenes that ended sooner than needed to be because people didn't know why. So the other person would just be like, okay, I'm going to just die.
Collapse.
So, like when you die like 1,400 times, it's probably good for you.
Probably.
It was actually supposed to go on for 30 more minutes, but people kept forgetting their lines. David was just like,
Right.
we're going to kill them off. All 3 of them.
That's when he just pull out the hypodermic.
I forgot my lines.
You know.
I don't know what happened to him. He was here. He died. It's time for some drugs.
But
We should have put time for some drugs. I think we should.
overall, it's been a crazy 2.5 years. Yes, very tiring. Are there any final words you guys would like to say?
I lost my football.
Watch the movie. Watch the movie.
I despise
Got it.
I loved being a part of the film. I thought it was an honor to have a place in it. I think that you did a tremendous job with the writing and the storyline. It was really intricate and it was enthralling the whole time. And I think that it wasn't for your delicate hands and your thought process through it all, it would not have at all come out to that. To be what it is, no matter how talented your cast might be, without you, it wouldn't have been what it is. So, really
You did alright. Also James.
You suck.
You did amazing.
What were you gonna say, Jordan?
The only thing I was going to say is, when you're getting the people for the movies, how you do it is key. Because how I got brought into this was literally a Facebook message saying, hey Jordan. I said, I'm sorry, do I know you? No, you don't know me, but I know you. And keep in mind, this was on a Monday at midnight.
I knew of him. Thank you very much.
You said you knew me. You just black or just I know you, but you don't know me.
I will go back to those.
Do you want to go meet at a library to
This
talk
man saves
about a movie?
everything.
No, it
No,
was not like that.
It's yeah, so it's just I was convinced
I had 2
that-
mutual friends with him.
I was
Getting any better.
I had 2 mutual friends. That's it. 2. I got a lot of friends on Facebook. It was just 2. And yeah, that's what he said. He's like, let's meet at the library. We talk about this movie. And I was like, I swear to God, I'm gonna get bugged. I brought a pocket knife with me that day. I hope you know that. I was freaked out.
But you still went though. That's
Right.
I still went. I never said I had a
I've
brain.
got a fucking knife.
I was doing heroin in a movie. Proof I didn't.
Cobie, any final words?
No, I think I just said everything.
Melissa?
Are we ordering food?
Sorry about that. I was also trust me on the ball too.
Melissa, any final words?
No, I mean it was just a really fun thing to do, and it was like nice to meet everybody and like get that sense of community. But it's
Clayton, final words?
Kids, adults, don't do heroin.
Or drugs in that.
Do something adventurous. Put some jello down your pants.
Yeah.
What? Full disclosure.
What?
James,
I don't want to know what you under Saturday nights and what.
Any final words?
You're holding the mic.
Angie, did you already go?
I did.
James, just
He's
speak
like, gotta be
louder.
saved. Best.
Oh my god.
No. No, get up.
This is perfect.
Oh god.
I'm gonna speak directly to the fans.
oh
How are we? No, I put a lot into this film, and I really hope that you guys like it. My Twitter is JamesRJ33. If you guys, have anything that you want to say,
Anyone else want to use a drum kit?
shut up.
yes.
Just get at me, all right? And I really hope that this speaks to people. I know that some of it is not the best, and some of it is really good, but the message is what we all came here for, I think. I speak for it all.
I speak for it all. Be careful.
I can't even with you.
And I hope that there's somebody out there that watches this and they think to themselves, hey, maybe I shouldn't do heroin, or maybe I shouldn't smoke that last joint, or maybe I shouldn't take that little sip of alcohol, or even parental, maybe I shouldn't try to get my son more into religion, or anything like that. I just hope that y'all learn something from this film, because we put a lot of work into this, and thank you for the opportunity, David. Thank you all for coming, and to the people that aren't here, thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys for tuning into our YouTube live Q&A. It definitely means a lot. I want to just throw out a lot of thank yous to the cast and the crew that were here today. I'm going to grab this to show you guys. So we are in the studio right now, so I want to say, you can see close-ups of all of them. They're gross looking.
You already saw a close-up of me.
Yeah, we already saw a
Sorry to
close-up
show
of
the
you.
worst one.
But we are currently at Creve Camera in Maryland Heights, Missouri. I am so thankful that they are letting us use their studio. Here are the people who made this possible. So that's Collin. Say hi, Collin. This is Mike. He is our social media coordinator. That's Abraham. He is also part of our social media. I can't see if you can see.
Yeah.
That's Abraham. And then our director, Mr. Dylan Crumb. Hi, Dylan. And then Josiah, who does a lot of things for us. And then Logan. He was a production assistant. But thank you guys so much for being a part of our YouTube live Q&A. I'm going to angle this down a little bit more. All right, thank you guys. The DVD will be out later this year. Always check us out on social media, facebook.com/TDDofficial. And we will see you guys very soon. Any goodbyes that you guys want to make before we get out of here?
Release date is August 1st.
August 1st. No, do not listen to James. That is not true. But thank you guys, and we will see you guys very, very soon. Have a great day, and we will see you soon.
Call me.